Welcome back to the Security Bootcamp Vault. Episode 8, Objective 2.4, Indicators of Malicious Activity. This is the biggest objective in Domain 2, and it is the crime scene episode. Malware families, password attacks, network attacks, and the clues each one leaves behind. The exam shows you symptoms and asks, what attack is this? By the end, you will read those symptoms like a detective. Let us go. Objective 2.4 says, given a scenario, analyze indicators of malicious activity. Given a scenario means story questions. Files renamed and a payment demand appears. Which attack? The catalog splits into malware, password attacks, network and application attacks, and the general indicators that show up in logs. The skill is symptom to name, fast. Let us build the symptom table. The famous malware families, each with a calling card. Ransomware encrypts your files and demands payment. Locked files plus a ransom note. A Trojan is malware dressed as a legitimate program. The calling card is that you installed it yourself. A worm spreads by itself across the network, no clicks needed. A virus attaches to files and needs a human to run it. Spyware and keyloggers watch quietly and steal what you type. Passwords vanish with no visible damage. And bloatware is the pre-installed junk slowing machines down. Annoying, not always evil, the sneaky ones. A rootkit buries itself below the operating system, invisible to normal tools. It is the hardest malware to find and remove, and often the answer when the story says antivirus sees nothing, but the machine acts wrong. A logic bomb is dormant code waiting for a trigger. A date, an event, or a certain user being deleted. The classic story is the fired administrator whose revenge script fires 2 weeks later. Any mention of a trigger means logic bomb. And a remote access Trojan, a rat, gives the attacker a live remote control session on the victim machine. Checkpoint 1. 2 weeks after an administrator is fired, a script deletes the payroll database on the 15th of the month. Which attack is this? A. Worm. B. Logic bomb. C. Ransomware. D. Rootkit. What set the attack off? Pause now. The answer is B. Logic bomb. The code sat dormant and fired on a trigger the 15th. No ransom demand, no self-spreading, no hiding below the OS, just a time bomb. And notice the stack. It was planted by someone who had access. That makes the actor an insider threat, from episode 5. The exam loves stacking those two questions on one story. Password attacks. Brute force tries every combination until something works. It is noisy, and account lockouts catch it fast. A dictionary attack tries likely passwords first, from word lists, and password spraying flips the pattern. One common password, like Winter 2024 with an exclamation point, tried against every account in the company. It stays under lockout limits because each account only sees 1 or 2 failures. The exam tests the log shape. Hundreds of failures on one account is brute force. 1 failure each across hundreds of accounts is spraying. Network attacks. A distributed denial of service floods a target from thousands of sources at once, like this log. Tens of thousands of requests per second from everywhere. The site is not hacked, it is drowned. An on-path attack, the old name is man in the middle, puts the attacker between you and the site, reading or changing your traffic. And poisoning attacks lie to address books. DNS poisoning sends the right website name to the wrong destination. RP poisoning does the same trick inside a local network. Right name, wrong place, think poisoning. More wire attacks. Credential replay captures login data and resends it to impersonate the victim. Session hijacking steals the session cookie, the logged-in state, and skips the password entirely. A downgrade attack forces a connection to fall back to older, weaker encryption that the attacker can break. And 2 wireless flavors. A rogue access point is any unauthorized access point on your network. An evil twin is a fake access point, broadcasting the same name as the real one, waiting for devices to auto-connect. Same name, fake box. That name matches the tell. Checkpoint 2. The logs show 1 failed login on each of 800 different accounts, all trying the same password. Which attack is this? A. Brute force. B. Dictionary. C. Password spraying. D. Credential replay. Look at the shape. Many accounts, one guess each. Pause now. The answer is C. Password spraying. One guess against every door, wide and shallow, exactly to stay under lockout limits, because lockouts count failures per account. Brute force would look tall and narrow, hundreds of failures on one account. Read the shape of the log and the attack names itself. General indicators, the things logs whisper. On the identity side, account lockout storms, impossible travel, where one user logs in from 2 countries an hour apart and access at strange hours. On the machine side, CPU maxed out for no reason, huge outbound transfers, and beaconing, regular little check-ins to strange domains, and the loudest quiet clue of all, missing logs. Gaps or wiped logs mean the cleanup crew was here. Attackers delete footprints. If the question says logs are missing, the system was compromised, and the attacker covered tracks. The trap list. Trap 1. A worm spreads by itself. A virus needs a human to run it. If nobody clicked anything and it still spread, worm. Trap 2. Password attack log shapes. Tall and narrow is brute force. Wide and shallow is spraying. Trap 3. The evil twin needs the name match. Same network name as the real one, evil twin. Just an unauthorized box plugged in, rogue access point. Lock it in. Ransomware locks and demands. Trojans trick you into installing them. Worms spread themselves. Viruses need a click. Rootkits hide below the OS. Logic bombs wait for triggers. Frats give live remote control. Brute force logs are tall and narrow. Spraying is wide and shallow. DDoS drowns a target. Poisoning sends the right name to the wrong place. And the evil twin copies the network name. And when logs go missing, the attacker was cleaning up. Objective 2.4 done. Next time, Objective 2.5 and the end of Domain 2. Mitigation techniques. Segmentation, access control lists, least privilege, hardening, and all the moves that shut the doors we just spent 4 episodes finding. Short episode, heavy points. See you inside the vault.